Hey, yo, before I get started, I got one question. How was your day? Go ahead and let me know in the comments. I'll get back with you. This video is going to be all about the downfall of Ryback. Without further ado, let me introduce to you a new episode of Wrestling with Deathmare. Oh. Welcome to Wrestling with Deathmare. I am Deathmare. I do a lot of things on this channel, so if this is your first time watching due to the downfall of Ryback, let me give you an explanation. Here is that explanation. What you are about to hear are opinions of Deathmare, me. Deathmare, me, is a trained and professional opinionator. These views and opinions should not be attempted to say or give at school, work, on the playground, or even at home. So please, Ryback, don't try this at home. So, as I was saying, I do a lot of things on this channel. Quite honestly, like the big guy or the big pussy, Ryback, I also do mukbang. Granted, I'm not as rich as him or have the resources that he does. So usually my mukbangs are like poor people shit, like at the Dollar Tree. You know what I'm saying? You know, watch me eat ramen noodles and watch Ryback continue to eat more dick. So other than that, you know, I do some cover songs of some music, whatever, and of course, I talk about wrestling. Um, so let's get into it. I am a little hurt, and here's the reason I'm hurt. Because ever since around 2010, 2011, there were wrestlers that I really liked. One of those wrestlers was Husky Harris. I didn't know what it was about him, but I liked it. Sure enough, Husky Harris turns into Bray Wyatt, and the rest is history. Another person I liked, was Skip Sheffield. I didn't know why I liked Skip Sheffield. I don't know. I thought there was something about him that was genuine and untapped. Not in the kind that he may like, you know, to be tapped, but some kind of untapped potential. Shortly after, Skip Sheffield turned into Ryback. At least on mainstream wrestling television. He was already Ryback before, but this version of Ryback was everything. This was amazing. The cool wrestling gear, the cool moves, the attitude, the everything that professional wrestling should be. You know, the believability, the way he looked. It was all very able to suspend my disbelief, which professional wrestling is really lacking in these days. Unless The Rock comes back, but that's a whole different story. And I remember watching Ryback through around maybe, I'll say, after the Hell in a Cell match he had with Punk, and after the big match he had with John Cena. Uh, Things for his character and his career started to take a turn. And I mean, he doesn't write all of the stuff. He's just doing his job to the best of his ability. So even though his storylines and everything got extremely whack and stupid, I still continued to like Ryback. Um, Now, fast forward to the time period that he was not in WWE. I still liked Ryback. I subscribed to his YouTube channel. I watched all the videos. He offered so much insight into the behind the scenes workings of the politics and, quite honestly, child's play that was, and more than likely probably still is, WWE. Um, and then, even as a person that supported Ryback, that was still a fan of Ryback, I blocked out all the haters, the Jim Cornettes, the this, the that. And then, very recently, Ryback exposed himself. What happened? Well, here's what happened. Another content creator that I also like a lot and that I'm subscribed to, Kicking It Ross, who I got hooked on him through him and his boy Dub and his other boy Steve, and the list goes on, through their channel called In the Clutch Entertainment, which I recommend right now. If you want some real content, some down to earth, just chill, have a good time, definitely subscribe to In the Clutch Entertainment. In the Clutch Gone Rogue, Kicking It with Ross, anything related to Ross, please subscribe to. Him and Dub have been at it for a very long time, and it's not easy, but they have always kept a cool mind, have always pushed through, and that is not only admirable, but that's also inspirational, even to a goofball like me, who I don't even have a full face. I don't. Look at me. I'm part skeleton. Anyway, so Kicking It with Ross is a channel that is by Ross himself. Ross reacts to a lot of things, but he also adds to the things that he is reacting to. So one of the videos that Ross reacted to was the Downfall of Ryback. There's a lot of these videos out there on the internet talking about the downfall of this wrestler or that wrestler or whatever. In my opinion, those kinds of videos are very hit or miss, but enough people asked Ross to react to it, so he said, alright, cool, I'll do it, whatever. And while he was reacting to that video, not one time did he say anything even remotely negative about the persona or character of Ryback, or his real name, Ryan Reeves. If that is his real name. I don't know. For all I know, his real name is probably Dick Eater. That's more believable at this point. So, next thing you know, Ryback, Cryback, tweets about Ross, and he's very direct. He says, never talk about anything you don't know about. So, hit the brakes, skirt! Right then and there, I knew, wait a minute, he didn't even watch Ross's video. Because if he had legitimately watched Ross's video, he wouldn't even be saying anything like that. And Ross knew that. His boy Dub knew that. My grandma knew that. Okay? But nevertheless, Ross was like, okay, whatever, cool. And on top of that, Ryback invited Kicking It with Ross onto his podcast. Which it's hard to even call it a podcast, because just because you have a microphone and you talk into it does not mean it's a podcast. A podcast, you need to have an actual script, you need to have actual bullet points, and you need to have all of your bullet points need to have research. So you need to research everything, fact check everything, okay, and then you deliver the podcast. It's a form of news, okay, and entertainment, but nevertheless, Ross goes on Ryback's podcast, and not one time does Ryback address anything that he accused Ross of doing, and he did not even let Ross speak. I remember I was watching it live because I thought there was going to be a cool moment where these two content creators that I like were going to come together as a unit and just have a good time, laugh about it, you know, say it was a misunderstanding or whatever. But that didn't happen. Ryback cried and cried and cried and cried and cried and cried and fucking cried. Now I'm going to cry because my green screen just got messed up. That's okay. I'm not actually going to cry about it. I'm just going to take accountability and humility. Something that Ryback cannot do. You know what I'm saying? So, nevertheless, that's fine. We'll do it live! So, even at that, okay? Even at that, what did Ross do? He stayed professional, okay? He stayed professional. He still didn't say anything negative about Ryback. Actually, right after, Ross made a video talking about, like, well, you know, it was a good conversation, is what it is. Everything is cool between me and Ryback. And then what the fuck does Ryback do? He changes the name of the video in a disparaging way and in a bully way towards Kicking It Ross, calling him a mark. Which, newsflash, like, Ross wasn't even hardly watching wrestling that much when you were at your peak. Yeah, he was watching it here and there. It's a casual fan. That's what it's called. And then And then, even on top of that, Ryback said, and I quote, and this is what really got me, okay? Ryback said, in reference to Kicking It with Ross, and I quote, "He is a hood Jim Cornette." Yeah, I know. For those that don't know, and are probably just watching this because I'm a human being that happens to be part skeleton, and it's intriguing. No, you cannot see my medical records. For those that don't know, Kicking It Ross is a darker skin pigmentation. He has a darker complexion. Okay? And for anyone out there that has a problem with people of a different skin pigmentation other than Caucasian, what are you going to do when Jesus comes back? Because I'm telling you right now, he ain't going to be Caucasian. Nevertheless, that hurt me because I was a big, huge Ryback fan. I was a big fan of the big guy. I always wanted to hear the last bite. I was always trying to feed the machine that is Ryback. And then he said that shit. He said that shit. And to make matters worse, Ryback and his little buddy were still in the chat room and were under the belief that everyone else had left the room. Not realizing that his stupid ass, his little monkey ass, his little bald-headed Steve Wilkos wannabe Mr. Clean Bob the Builder can't fix shit ass got caught and busted by telling the truth. The truth is that the whole thing was designed by Ryan Reeves as a way to manipulate a confrontational situation into stealing or attempting to steal the followers of Kicking It with Ross. If you don't believe me, then watch and listen to this, because here it is.
But here's the thing. There's other people out there in the space that, you know, when you say things, there's a good chance somebody may be recording it. So, this is what he said. I don't think you're going to be able to hear it on your end of it unless you hear it on the stream.
Oh, I'm gonna hear it.
But this is, someone screen recorded them while they were still in the room after, I guess, everybody had left. Listen to this, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. I hate when it does that. Hold on.
Listen now, buddy.
He's stupid. I bet. Let me play it.
Shawnee, we'll just go after social good Twitter people, get them and take their following, a portion of them. That's how we're going to grow the show on X with this suppression.
Yeah.
Shawnee.
I'm playing one more time.
Social good Twitter people, get them and take their following, a portion of them. That's how we're going to grow the show on X with this suppression.
So basically, he's saying we're going to get...
Inflation is pounding us all. Who's gonna punch back? We are! Your belt tire pit crew wants...
And of course there's an ad right now. I guess I'm being suppressed by Ryback, because he likes to bitch about how he's being suppressed, when in all reality, here's one thing, dude. You use the theme song owned by WWE that was your entrance music on your channel all the time. That's probably one reason you're being, quote, suppressed. Okay? The other reason is because you block everyone. On Twitter, you take down people's comments, the whole nine. Just like your mom, you take the whole nine.
They're following. Hold on, let me make myself bigger on the screen. I'm talking to you.
You're following?
Yeah. I'm talking to you, Skip, buddy. Your biggest following was damn near over a decade ago. Almost.
Wow.
Like,
10 years.
I get it. I remember watching you on television and thinking, yeah, he could be the next big thing here. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway, I'm not going to play Ross's video. If you want to be more entertained than you are by watching me, I recommend going out of your way to watch the full Kicking It Ross video entitled You Used to Be Tough Enough, But Not Anymore, Skip Sheffield. That's what I recommend you do. Now, here's another thing I want to mention. Earlier today, as in May 20th, 2024, the day of this video recording, I commented on Ryback's video. Here's some people I'm subscribed to. Notice how Ryback is not one of them. Well, let me see if I can find out what Ryback told me, believe it or not. One of the little guys, me. Ryback still went out of his way to kick. Notice how I'm not subscribed. Anyway. Go to this video. Let's see. No, it wasn't that one. It was another video. Yeah, so this right here. Okay, here's one of Ryback's newest videos entitled Ryback Kicking It with Marcos Grilled Chicken Pizza. What do you mean, kicking it with? Bro, you got exposed by yourself. And then on top of that, you chose to be a racist. Then on top of that, you still use Kicking It with Ross, a portion of his title, in one of your newest videos. And we all know you don't even know how to swim. So here it is. Earlier today, I commented on his video, with humility comes wisdom. But this jerk puts, in quotations, kicking it in his title because Ross hurt him that bad. Bro, let me make the screen a little... Yeah, I'm going to scroll up this way people can actually read it while they're watching. There you go, right there. Right here. Yep. I'm not even judging you, bro. I'm just stating a fact. A fact. We don't need a copier. We don't need a printer. Because we have a fax machine. Me. Right here. Spitting out all the facts. Okay? So, here is his reply. And I'm going to try to do my Ryback voice right here, okay, as I read this. And you all will click and get my video while I'm being suppressed. Thanks. That sounded just like him, I know. So, hey, look, I wasn't trying to judge you. No one even needed to call you out. You exposed yourself, buddy. Okay? Pal. As your as your former employer Vince McMahon used to call you, pal. And I just decided to be nice. You know, I said, "You're welcome." You know, a little kissy emoji. You know, because that's how you have to talk to babies. Okay? You notice he did not respond with anything after that. That's because that's the correct way to talk to babies and get them to shut up. Okay? Anyway, whatever. Is what it is. Okay, now I need to get this shit off my screen. Oh, man. I don't know. Bro probably gave my computer a virus, for all I know. Now, earlier on, I mentioned that Ryback gives great insight into the wrestling industry. You know what? Screw Ryback. Okay, if you're a wrestling fan and you want someone that's going to give you the honest truth about the wrestling industry and true insights, this person right here is who in the hell you need to be listening to. Okay? His name is Ben Hameen Yallah. Okay? I don't need to blow smoke up his ass too, like I already did Ross. And I don't need to give Ryback any ideas. This is who I recommend going and watching, okay? And there's other people as well. There's Cafe de Rene with Rene Dupree. There's Stevie Richards with the Stevie Richards Wrestling Analysis. There's Vince Russo on The Brand, bro. There's a lot of options out there. Hell, there's Jim Cornette, who everyone hated Jim Cornette up until recently, because 2024 so far has been the year that the truths are coming out. And then I'll apologize right now to Jim Cornette, even though he could care less. Yeah, I didn't like you at one point, but that's because I was ignorant. Now that I understand that everyone hated you, Jim Cornette, because you were the only one telling the truth about a lot of things, I get it. I don't agree with everything you've done in your life. I don't agree with everything I've done in my own life. Okay? It is what it is. Excuse me. So, I'm still hurt. I'm not as hurt as Ryback is with Ross, but I'm a little hurt that one of the people I've supported, I've donated money to, I've watched live, this whole time, I guess, was just a piece of shit. And Ryback, if you're watching this, if you've made it this far into the video, because we all know you didn't actually watch the Ross video that you were bitching about, like I said in my comments, with humility comes wisdom. Bro, nobody hates you. Okay? Take the humility and in return gain the wisdom. Hell, even if you don't want to do it for the little kids that look up to you. Teach them the right way. Lead by example. You're the big guy. You're Ryback. Come on, bro. What do you have to lose? Because right now, you're losing a lot. You lost to Ross. You're losing subscribers. You're losing viewership. You have a lot to lose right now. Just do the right thing, bro. You don't even have to apologize. Just say, hey, I fucked up. And move on. Okay? Damn. I appreciate everyone out there watching, all the viewer mares. Like I asked you earlier, how was your day? Hopefully you've already left a comment down below. And if you have, awesome. I will get back with you. I love hearing about other people's days. Okay? Now, I will also say that if you are interested in my channel, here's a lot of what I do. I do a lot of scary and weird TikTok reaction videos. I react to scary and weird TikToks. Sometimes I do talk about wrestling, like MJF. I do my music covers, such as the Beatles, Metallica, Nirvana. And all I can say to any of the viewer mares out there is thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to Kicking It with Ross and In the Clutch Entertainment and Clutch Gone Rogue. Don't come after Ryback in any negative way. Actually, I take that last part back. You wanna know why? Because iron sharpens iron. And Ryback, you need to understand, people are coming after you because they care. Believe it or not. If they didn't care about you, they wouldn't even do that. They wouldn't even come at you negatively, okay? So, you need to stop being stupid! And what you need to do is wake up! Because, at the end of the day, it's not Ryback rules. It's Ross rules. CM Punk is awesome.